Welcome back to another segment of CommuniTips hosted by Notary Stars. My name is Beth Hathoot. I'm an instructor for Notary Stars. And today we have a Florida community notary with us. She's been here before with some great tips. She's back today. Her name is Biji M April to talk to us a little bit about navigating and setting up a mobile office in your car. Biji, go ahead and take it away.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you again for inviting me in here again with some of my community tips. As you mentioned, yes, the very first thing is going to be how I navigate. Now, when it comes to days that I have multiple appointments, I like to use my mapping system and map out my day. That way I know exactly how long it takes to get from one location to the next. And if the appointments are consecutive, it gives me that streamlined flow to be able to go from one appointment to the next appointment and anticipate my time getting there. So, and another thing, a lot of times if I am busy or the appointments are on opposite sides of town and I happen to be passing a FedEx or a UPS when those are used, I can actually drop off my existing packages en route to my following appointment. That way I never miss a FedEx drop or a UPS drop.
So if you have multiple appointments during the day and they're fairly close together and you're going from one to the next, you just set up the first one from your home or office location to that first appointment, and then you just add that second stopping point for the second appointment below that or in that same mapping.
In essence, yes. I cover 4 very large counties, so I might have my appointments 2 hours apart from each other. However, the very first appointment may be down in my county and the next appointment may be up in Nassau County. And even for appointments that have some distance in between, I'm still going directly from one to the next appointment. So I will literally start at my starting point and then add each additional appointment in there and actually map out my route for the day. And if there's a FedEx or a UPS en route to any of those, I will literally add that to the map. So it's in the map as well, so it doesn't get forgotten.
Okay, so have you ever just printed out a physical Google map to take with you in the event that you lose satellite connection or anything like that? You're in a large city, so it's likely that won't happen, but it's always a possibility, right?
Right. Well, one of the things that I absolutely love, I use Google. I know a lot of people have Apple and use their mapping system, and it's completely up to you and what your own volition is to use. But as far as Google actually allows you to utilize it offline. As long as I map before I head out, it knows where I'm supposed to be going. And as long as I follow those streets, even if I get into a rural area where the signal drops, I'm still connected and I'm still able to get where I need to go. That's one of the benefits about mapping, is because you never have to worry about trying to key in the address to your next address or key in the next address when you're trying to leave one of the other locations, because you don't have a great signal and it can't figure out where you are, how to get you there. The Google Maps being offline will allow me to do that.
So you map it out, you download it, you operate it or run it offline, or you can, right? Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect solution, particularly for some of our notaries who are in more rural areas. That's a particularly handy feature with Google Maps. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
I apologize. One of the really cool things about Google Maps is once you get to your destination, it says that you're there. And even if I turn my car off and go into that signing and come back out, once I plug my phone back in and that Google Maps loops back into it immediately, it'll say next, and it'll actually ask me, okay, are you ready to go to the next location? And I just hit continue, and it gets me to the next location.
Perfect. So two other things we want to talk about really quickly are one big thing. You take your laptop with you, but there's a particular reason that you do that, and that's because you have a full mobile office set up in your vehicle. Is that right?
Absolutely. And they do work hand in hand. Number one, I have an absolutely wonderful, compact, full laptop. This is a HP 11E. It is an 11-inch laptop that actually works also as a tablet, but it is a full configured laptop. So I can use it in signings because I tend to get some hybrids. So it allows me to complete hybrids with signers. And also, if we find that there's an error in any documents, I can literally bring it right outside to my full mobile office and print any documents and complete that signing without having to have an incomplete signing or have to come back.
So you've got the HP 11M or E or Pro or Go, whichever one that is. They
Yes,
actually are listed as a hybrid tablet. So they actually function as a laptop with a full-size keyboard that's detachable in your case, right?
absolutely, which makes it very convenient and very manageable to be able to hand off to the signers if need be. They can sign on the screen with a stylus, and it's perfect.
Yeah, touch screen and all. Yeah, I use
Yes.
an HP as well. It's a actually no, I got rid of that one. The one I have now is a Lenovo Yoga, and it
Mm-hmm.
actually does the same thing. It doesn't detach from the keyboard, but it just folds flat back on itself, and then
Right.
becomes a touch screen tablet. So those are always good options to have whenever you can combine features into one piece of equipment like that, and they're usually pretty reliable. I mean,
Yes, yes. I like the yoga as well. I actually considered that. It's actually more durable than this one. However, it it weighed a little bit more, and
well,
I
mine's a
carry a
little bit bigger than 11 inches, so that might.
yes, I think they're 14 inches or 15 inches. And of course the keyboard flips to the back of it as well.
Right.
But it weighed more and it was going to cause my bag to weigh too much. So I needed something lightweight due to neck and due to medical issues. So yeah, but
Okay.
that's a good computer too.
So using your laptop, you communicate with your equipment in your vehicle wirelessly. Can you give us just a quick pan of the equipment in your vehicle? And then when you come back, we'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to move around a little bit because I'm going to get shifted because I've actually got my setup a little bit different than other people. Most people do it across the back. I have mine sideways, so I have a seat. So here you will see, let me see if I can do this. I've got my full printer, printer right here. We're going to go over here. I have my full size scanner as well as my inverter, my batteries down on the floor. And then I have a bin which has all of my supplies.
Okay, so one thing people should know is that you do have to have an inverter in order to run that printer. And it can be hooked up to a deep cycle battery, like what BG mentioned she has on her floorboard, or it can be wired directly into your car battery. And that's going to take somebody like a RV conversion or van conversion place, or even a stereo install company. And any one of them can do that. BJ's
Right.
got her set up laterally, so it runs down the right side of her car so that she can sit in the back seat and access everything that she needs. Did you have a box or a bridge or something built, or is your seat just laid forward? And tell us how you got that set up, just briefly.
Real quick, I actually built this myself. I actually have a plywood base. I built the shelving for the the scanner and the inverter to sit underneath of it. I just measured them out and I took my little saw and I put it together and then painted it. I measured it to where it would fit in between my seats, to where I have a 60-40 split on the back. I made it to where it fits along the 60 and I sit in the 40.
Perfect. All righty. So she's got a full dual tray. Brother looks like an 6200 printer
Yes.
sitting back there. She has her Epson scanner. She has her bin in the back that carries all of her quote unquote office supplies. What's in there, BG? Clipboards.
Clipboard, all my poly bags, my poly labels. It has 5 reams of paper. It has all of my clips that I mentioned in the last session. Extra pens. I even have my thing for vision impaired people, you know, the little sign thingy for their signatures, the signature. I don't remember what it's called, but that thing for them to sign. I have everything back here.
Okay.
I have extra tape, pins, everything.
So because you have that mobile office in your vehicle, how often do you have occasion to use that equipment? Is it a lot or is it rarely? Kind of want to give our viewers an idea of how it can enhance your schedule without making you run around like a chicken with your head cut off because you got to go back to the office to print something.
Exactly. And for me, time is money, money is time, you know, wasted time, you lose appointments. This actually, when it comes to my mobile office, I have a tendency to use it during peak times a lot. I can use it multiple times a day. I can use it once a week. It just really depends on how busy. And honestly, during peak season, I can have anywhere to 6 to 8 appointments in a day. And probably half of them are literally given to me on the go. So I can print everything while I'm driving and not have to worry about anything.
So it enables you to take last minute appointments as well as get updated or corrected documents. And sometimes we've all experienced the scenario where the appointment's in 30 minutes and I still don't have documents yet, and it's a 20-minute drive. So that's a perfect setup where you could already be on the road driving, you get documents, you'll have to stop though.
Exactly. I pull over.
Yeah, you'll have to stop so you can queue them up and send them to your printer. But once they're printing, guys, you can get back behind the wheel and get to your appointment on time. Some of us are not experienced enough in our business to where we'll take those last minute signings and have to print documents and then go right to the table. But once you do that enough, once you get enough signings under your belt, it's just a matter of, you know, same scenario, same situation, sign the documents, let's give you a brief description, and let's get it dropped at FedEx. So
yes,
that's perfect, BG. Really love your setup. It looks like you've really got it kind of dialed in and tweaked for convenience and for the way that you run your notary business. Thank you so much for being here again. It was really great to see your face again, and what a wonderful setup you have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And one thing, if I can mention really quick before we go, is one of the great advantages of having your mobile office set sideways is it gives you the ability to sit. So in inclement weather, in like August for us is dog days. So in inclement weather, you're not standing at the back in the rain trying to print your documents and documents blowing all over. I'm in the comfort of my car. And safe and secure.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you again, guys, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Bye.